and from my colleagues. We will always focus on Yemen for the sake of Yemen. The challenges Yemen faces today are immense, and we know that, and you have been discussing about that during these last days. And these challenges have been at the very heart of these discussions, and among them, the continued degradation of civic space, particularly in areas under Ansar Allah control. The campaign of arbitrary detentions and of staff of the United Nations, of civil society, the diplomatic community, and the private sector, and the deplorable tragic death in detention of our World Food Programme colleague, highlight the growing risks and shrinking space for those working to support Yemen's people. Such actions threaten fundamental rights, they erode trust, and hinder peace efforts. These actions must end, and there must be accountability. It was therefore hugely important that the United Nations Security Council sent a strong and united message a few days ago, condemning the death of our colleague, demanding the immediate and unconditional release of all those detained, as well as reiterating its support for the United Nations in our efforts towards a negotiated, inclusive, Yemeni-led and Yemeni-owned political settlement. Ladies and gentlemen, the road ahead is not going to be an easy one. It has never been an easy one, but this particular time, these upcoming months, these upcoming half year, the next year is going to be particularly challenging. The risk of a military escalation within Yemen is increasing. It is threatening to deepen suffering and set back efforts towards peace. The humanitarian crisis is severe, and the political divisions persist. Yet, this forum has demonstrated that there is both the expertise and the determination to confront these challenges. Over the past 3 days, you have explored and reflected on the collective responsibilities for achieving peace and stability in Yemen, with strong emphasis on the crucial role of transitional justice, which is Yemeni-led and designed and has the rights of victims at its core. Importantly, you have also had constructive discussions on how to address Yemen's economic challenges, including how to overcome the technical, political, and security challenges to restart the production and export of oil and gas. Another point of animated discussion has been the impact of the United States Foreign Terrorist Organization designation of Ansar Allah. There is a lot of speculation and conjecture about this, and clarifications are currently being sought. It is important that our efforts to advance the peace process are protected. And last week I was in Washington and in New York, where my message has been clear on the need for a political process under the United Nations auspices. Ultimately, a political process is needed to address the fundamental issues. Time and again, Yemenis from across different parts of the country identify 3 critical priorities: economic recovery, a nationwide ceasefire, and an inclusive political process to chart the future of the country. That's what is needed. These were the very issues the parties committed to in the roadmap, and I believe that these elements remain valid today. Protecting the mediation space remains my priority, ensuring the parties can make meaningful progress and that we can directly tackle the issues that you have been discussing over the past 3 days. To our international partners, I implore you, don't lose sight of Yemen amid the many global crises. Your continued diplomatic, financial, and humanitarian support is vital. To Yemeni actors, I urge you to keep the doors to dialogue open and prioritize the national interest over factional divides. And to civil society and the private sector as well, your role is indispensable, and I mean it. Your innovation and your resilience will be the foundation for the new Yemen. And as we leave this forum, I want to thank you for your engagement, for your commitment, and for your hope. The road to peace may be complicated, but with our collective perseverance, I believe it is possible. I wish you safe travels, and I look forward to our continued collaborations in the months ahead. Long live Yemen. Thank you.
شكرا جزيلا سيد هانس. السيدات والسادة، وصلنا إلى ختام هذا المنتدى، وأود القول أن هذا المنتدى مثل في نسخته لهذا العام حدثاً.
The third Yemen International Forum was a pivotal event for all of us, especially in light of the major changes and developments and shifts that have reshaped varying levels of the conflict in Yemen. We have long warned, and everyone has long warned, of the spillover effect of this conflict to not only to impact our Yemeni interests but also international interests, and this has become a reality today. This year's forum came as an open dialogue space to explore local, regional and international approaches to the Yemeni situation and its complexities at the regional and global levels. We hope that the discussions that have occurred over the past 3 days have painted a realistic picture of the situation in Yemen and have contributed to producing effective recommendations and results that we hope will have a tangible impact. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be honest with you. Every time we start preparing for the Yemen International Forum, we ask ourselves, is what we're doing affecting anything? Does it make sense? But after every forum, we are fully convinced and more certain than ever that we are on the right track. We are proud to maintain this active and creative space for dialogue, and we are grateful to you, our honored attendees and partners, because you are the real engine behind the success of this forum. You are what we are betting on to transform these ambitious ideas and recommendations into actual, tangible and promising courses of action. And we at the Sana'a Center hope that this platform and space can continue alongside our international and local partners. And we want this, the Yemen International Forum, to continue being a permanent platform, not just led by the Sana'a Center, but us and our partners. And I hope that one day the Sana'a Center can be here as an attendee and not just an organizer. I would like to thank all of the donors who have supported us, our friends from the Kingdom of the Netherlands, from Norway, from the Open Society Foundation, OSF. And I would also like to thank once again our partners who have contributed to the formation of the agenda of our meetings. I thank the Rethinking Yemen's Economy Initiative, Development Champions, Deeproot and Carpo, the Marti Atasari Initiative for Peace, EMI, the Folk Bernadette Academy, the European Institute for Peace, the ARI, Arab Reform Initiative, Safer World, the law clinic at the Columbia University, the Swedish Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Canadian Embassy. We have reached the conclusion of this forum. Thank you all very much and goodbye.
أدعو الجميع قبل الخروج, please, before you leave the room, we would like to invite وندعو الجميع إلى المنصة لصورة جماعية. Please, everybody is invited to the stage for a last photo. نطلب من الجميع التوجه إلى المنصة.